Hi there, we're looking at the government poem for prescribed from a trick, Bookmark. So if you've lost your summaries, you know what this poem is about. This is your go-to point. You stop here, watch this video, share it with your friends please, so that they can also get some help. You don't need extra lessons, you just need to know what this poem is about, and I'll help you out. I'll point out possible questions that they could ask, or very probable questions. And most of the time we get it right like this. We don't need more notes than this, but always check with your teacher. Always use it just as a supplement to what you already have. If you have nothing, then you're going to have to work with this. Okay, so just shortly as well, remember about our book range Made Simple. If you struggle with Afrikaans, or if anyone struggles with Afrikaans, especially the grammar, this purple book here, Made Simple at C&A. If you really struggle, go back to grade 6 and 7. Redo the fundamentals, and then do everything in this book. It'll really help you. There's the details that you need. However, just go to C&A, buy the book, problem sorted. Cool, enough of that. Let's get on with the poem. I'm going to see if we're recording. Yes, we are. Alright, go away. So what I've done here is just have the Afrikaans version here on the left, in this left panel here, then the English. Okay, should we make the English a different color maybe? Make that purple, and then we have the notes here that you should find pretty interesting, I think. These are little things that they can only ask so many things, so we try to pick them out, try and get to a clever answer. Some of these things are not easy, I must admit. So there's a bit of thinking involved, lots of learning involved, but you've got to know all these words. Alright. If you know your poem, it's free marks, definitely. Okay, Bookmark. So let's just get through the translation, and then the second part of the video will be the analysis of the actual meaning of the poem. Okay. So kinders met wange soos mossies, children with cheeks like sparrows, okay, wat teen elke oggend stoei, that wrestle against or with every morning. Okay, so kids maybe early at school, getting out of bed, little cheeks like sparrows is a comparison that to me doesn't really work, but we'll look at the possible meaning of that. Just like a sparrow is really cute, maybe it means that the kid's cheeks are really cute. But let's not get into the meaning here. Hande, altyd woerende vlerke. Hands, always whirling wings. Okay, that's nice. Elke lyfie, a seilende gesang. Each little body is a soaring hymn. Okay. Where do they soar? Vlak bo die waterspieël van 'n klipvloer gang, just above the water mirror of a stone floor passage, like you would find in a school. So we're definitely in a school setting here. Vlytig stort die druppels klank oor haar uit. Okay, so diligently the drops of sound shower over her with surprise. She tastes the smell of sweet jasmine. So, totdat sy verbaas, amazed, she's surprised. She smells this fragrance of bittersweet jasmine uit haar skooljare proe. Okay, she tastes the smell. Okay, so the smell's so strong that you can taste it. So you can almost taste the jasmine. I would imagine that the smell is better than the taste. But in any case, it's a very strong smell that this teacher is smelling. And that makes her now think back to when she was at school. I think that's what's happening here. Okay. Uit haar skooljare proe. She can taste. Proe is taste. Reuk is smell, okay. Waar sy ook kon mor, where she also could grumble and protest, like little kids do. Grumbling, fighting, protesting, arguing. That's why I could never be a primary school teacher. Would lose my mind. So she thinks back of this time when she was also like that, complaining, protesting, etc. And these are the things now that they complain about, evidently. Okay. And some of it are related to subjects, but I've got notes on all of this, so don't make notes now. I've got notes on everything here that you need. Waarom is alles altyd ver? Why is everything always so far away? Waarom is altyd alles hier? Why are all these things here? Why is everything always here? Waarom moet ek leer? Why must I learn? Van optel, aftrek, deel. Why must I learn about optel is adding, aftrek, subtracting, and deel is then division. Okay? Van dooie digters. Why do I have to learn about dead poets and what they wrote? Uit die toendertyd. Toendertyd, interesting word, we'll look at that later. But from the olden days. Okay? And watter land sit waar? Which country sits where? Obviously, geography. Okay? That's poetry. That's mathematics, wiskunde. I've got notes there, don't worry. En waarom draai die son? Why does the sun actually rotate? That's also geography, eh? Then there's a bit of a shift in the poem. Toe maak sy die dag weer oor. She makes the day over. Very important line in the poem. She makes the day over. She recreates the day. In this context here, it means that she's changing her approach, her mental approach to what's happening at school. She smells that jasmine, and that makes her think of her childhood when she was at school. And she says, like, wait, I've got to actually change my way of thinking, my mindset, my attitude here. I've got to be more positive. I've got to be able to put a bookmark into these children's lives, so that when they go back, if their life is a book, and they go back to that bookmark of when they were in her class, she wants them to be able to open that book and say they were happy. That was a good time in my life. That's essentially what the poem is about, but there's a lot more detail here. Toe maak sy die dag weer oor. Met elke skoolklok werk sy namens Morsi kind. She works with every school bell for the sparrow child, for the sake of. Okay, for this difference between working for someone and working for the sake of someone. She's offering up more of herself to make it worthwhile for the child. That's basically what it means to work for the sake of. Okay. She says, or she comes to this conclusion. She says, kom ons pars die wind. Let's press the wind. Okay, now, it's a very interesting line. Could have a few meanings. We'll look at that again. So press is when you press flowers in a book and they basically dry out and the colors sort of stick and they last forever, essentially. Unless bugs come in and eat them. Kom ons pars die wind. So let's press not a flower, but let's press the wind. Interestingly, met wange soos soldaatjies, with cheeks like soldiers' cheeks. Okay, also interesting reference, which we'll unpack a little bit. Totdat elkeen net die geur until, so let's press the wind, until everyone only has this fragrance or the scent of jasmine. So you can bookmark this scent of jasmine. Just like it was bookmarked for her. This scent opened up a place in her personal book. She wants the same to happen to these kids, where a pleasant smell takes you back to a pleasant place in her personal life. Okay. Tot elkeen hierdie geur van jasmine kan boekmerk teen die onheil van ons ellelange reis. Against this misfortune of our very long journey. Okay, so the first reference of something really negative, onheil. It's almost like it's misfortune, or worse than that. It's like bad misfortune, evil misfortune almost. Ellelange, very, very long. It's the intensive form of lang. Okay, of lang. So ellelange reis. Very long journey. That obviously refers to their journey as students through the school. Okay, so let's just look at a few notes here, and this is just stuff you're just going to have to learn, okay, and understand the poem, and we'll add some notes in as we go along. This is just a shell, but the titles is fascinating. Okay, a bookmark, another word first of all for a bookmark is a plekwyser. So now insert something here. There's a plekwyser. Draw. There we go. You can draw on this. Here we go. So a bookmark. So there's the title. A bookmark, a plekwyser. Dit herinner jou waar jy ophou lees het. It reminds you where you stopped in a book. Okay, but a bookmark can also be symbolic, as we'll see. So you can use the word as a noun, a selfstandige naamwoord, but also as a verb. I'm just scared that they ask you something about how this word operates as a verb. Okay. So there you see a werkwoord and a selfstandige naamwoord. So if you say in a sentence, I'm going to bookmark this, you're using bookmark as a verb. So the poem is saying that the teacher wants to bookmark this time for the kids, for the students. Die onderwyseres se klas is 'n bookmark vir die kinders se lewe. So her classroom, her teaching is a bookmark for the kids' life. Sy wil dit 'n goeie ervaring maak vir hulle. She wants to make it a good experience for them. Goeie ervaring is a good experience. But also it's symbolic, eh? Die boekmerk goeie tye in jou lewe. Okay? So die bookmark merk. Let's just type here. Bookmark merk. It marks out of dui aan goeie tye in jou lewe. Jy onthou dit goed and you remember it well because you've bookmarked it, you've made a mental note of that time. Okay, it's not something that just got forgotten in the grey of time. It's there because you remember it. So she wants to make it special. So let's just write that. Sy wil dit spesiaal maak vir die kinders. Happy? So just a note there on the context then. Die context, 'n onderwyseres by 'n laerskool, probably at a primary school, we guess, dink terug aan haar eie tyd op skool en wil dit aangenaam maak vir die kinders. She wants to make it pleasant. There we said spesiaal, there we said aangenaam maak vir die kinders. Okay? And the poem starts with kinders, and there's alleen oplasing there. It stands alone on a line, op 'n versreel. Why? That would be a great question. Well, it beklemtoon, first of all, that word is emphasized like nothing else can in poetry. It's emphasized waaroor die gedig gaan, what it's about. And here, it literally and figuratively is about the kids. Okay, and her intention to bookmark this period in their lives. Does that make sense? Wange, now the next line here you'll see I'm just picking out I'm picking out little lines and then writing notes on them like that. Wange soos mossies. This was a strange thing for me. It's a comparison, obviously. So the only thing I can think is, I know that Malisha Bash, she likes to use a bit of weird combinations of things, which is obviously surrealism, where just a weird combination of weird things. So like comparing a child's cheeks to sparrows. I can't really picture it, other than sparrows being really cute little birds, and obviously these kids their little cheeks are so awake and lively as a little bird would be. I don't know. I hope if you don't have a note there, I hope your teacher can help you with something there, because I'm a bit stuck there, I must say. It doesn't matter. Let's just say that, I'm sure if you say this you'll be safe. Die kinders se wange is baie oulik. Kom maar net soos Morsi's. Very cute, just like maybe just add in, maybe it's a bit of surrealism. I doubt whether that will be wrong. Okay, elke oggend stwie, they're wrestling. What are they wrestling? What's this wrestling all about? Well, it could indicate, first thing, that they struggle to wake up. Could refer to some discipline, and in the classroom they can't sit still. It could also be literally they wrestling with each other, you know how little kids are. But also figuratively, interestingly. So there's two possible meanings here. Oops. Letterlik and figuurlik. So literally they could be wrestling with each other, but figuratively they are wrestling with the many challenges of growing up. Die uitdagings van groot word. Learn that phrase. Okay, so if there are something there, then you can just say that. Okay, if anything about stwie. Now the woerende vlerke, to me that's the best, the nicest little piece of the poem, essentially. The woerende, it's a klanknob, it's an onomatopoeia. Woerende, don't try and spell that word, just use klanknob. It's impossible to spell onomatopoeia. So die Morsi se vlerke woer, that you can almost hear them fluttering and flapping their little wings as they hop around in the car park there, looking for little, I don't know what they eat, little pieces of seeds and things. Okay, hulle hande, so she says their hands though, hey? Their hands are woerende vlerke, their hands are like little wings. They're always grabbing, touching, pulling. So die woerende klink soos die Morsi se vlerke, very effective klanknabotsing. Okay, to indicate how busy their hands are. Okay, let's just add that die kinders se hande is baie besig. Cool. That should cover it. And the Morsi, I was thinking about the Morsi. Why this bird exactly? Well, if you look at the symbolism of a little sparrow, there's so many though. There's a biblical symbolism, obviously, of the bird of little value, but then Jesus picked that bird to use in an illustration or teaching. But just at a simple level, it's a symbol van geluk en eenvoud. It's a symbol of happiness and simplicity. That little bird is happy with not a lot. It needs a few seeds and a little nest. Yeah, that's it. And a few friends. And then they're happy. Die klein dingetjies maak die Morsi's gelukkig. So it's a good comparison. It's a goeie vergelyking met kinders. It's a good comparison. Like, kids are actually happy with very little. If I buy my kids a fancy toy and they come home and then they play more with the packaging than the toy. Or there's a box and then I'll cut up the box or something, or play with a rock instead of the fancy toy, and the fancy toy ends up there in the garage or something. So they're happy with very little. Okay, it's we impose our sort of grandiose ways of living upon them. We project it on them. Like we need fancy stuff to be happy. We don't. We need basics. Okay. Then this reference here, seilende gesang. Where is this now? Okay, elke lyfie is seilende gesang. Every body of the child is like a soaring hymn. So a hymn is like a religious thing, religious song of gratefulness, apparently. So the question is, let's see if I can move this down. There we go. That's better. So seilende gesang. Where is it now? There we go. Seilende gesang. Each body, each little child's little body is a hymn. So it's a hymn of thankfulness. Who's thankful? Well, the parents would be. The teacher would be. She feels grateful that she can work with these kids. Every child is a miracle of God, if you believe that way. Okay, that's clearly the implication here. Okay, and then there's the S acceleratie, beklemtoon die lied. So there's that S, seilende gesang. Okay, it's nice. It emphasizes that it's like a hymn. Okay, it's a song, a gesang. So elke lyfie is seilende gesang. That covers that, hey. Water speel. Now they play over a water mirror of the stone floor passage. Okay, there's some rich meaning in a mirror. Okay, a mirror is typically a symbol of introspection. When you look inside yourself and try to understand yourself. Die kinders laat die onderwysers dink aan haarself. So these children are in the smell of what is it, Jasmine, makes the teacher reflect on her own life. And that's what the mirror is a strong image of reflection, of reflecting inwards. Okay, and what you reflect out to the world. Okay, and die klipvloergang, this that, you know, this those hard, shiny passages you get in schools. So die harde gang van die skool, laat die kinders se stemme harder klink. So this hard surface obviously makes their voices sound harder and harsher, and it makes it weergalm, like echo. Okay. So that's why everything's so loud in the school, because it's all hard objects. Okay. Die klip symboliseer standvastigheid. So if they ask something about the klip, die klipvloer, it represents sturdiness, something that's firm. Okay, it's unbreakable. Perhaps just like this teacher's determination to make something special with this group of kids. Okay. Then die vleitig stort die druppels klank oor haar uit, totdat sy verbaas die res. So there's this showering of drops of sound. That's quite pretty. Druppels klank. Drops of sound. It's quite a nice line. So the children's voices are referred to as drops. And it's like water that falls onto a roof. But I think here's the key. Water symboliseer die lewe van die kinders. So the drops of sound, it's like drops of life going into her ears. These kids give her, invigor her with life. So water is also powerful. Mirrors and waters and rocks. I mean, there's powerful symbols here. I don't think we can get away with it without looking at that for this poem. Your teacher may disagree, but I don't see how. Anyway, so Okay, so uit haar verbaal. Then the smell of jasmine. Okay, die reuk van jasmine. Sy proe die reuk. She tastes and smells this. So it's very strong. Okay. So this is haar terugflits, haar introspeksie word aangehelp deur 'n bekende reuk uit haar kinderdae. This introspection word aangehelp. It's helped by a well-known smell out of her kids' days. Die reuk is so sterk dat sy dit proe. The smell is so strong that she can taste it, whether it's figuratively or literally, I don't know. Baie typiese reuke by a school. So there are many of these sort of typical smells you get at a school, and sometimes it happens with music as well. You're associated with a certain thing, certain time in your life. Okay, Jasmine verteenwoordig waardering en skoonheid. So Jasmine, this flower, it interestingly, I'm glad I started looking up the symbols because it makes sense. It represents or symbolizes waardering, appreciation. Is that a coincidence? I don't think so. And beauty. Okay, so she has a profound sense of appreciation for what she can do for these kids. Okay, and it fits in with the symbol of Jasmine. And obviously the beauty of the situation and the beauty of the children. Okay. Probleme van skoolkinders. Yeah, so there's a list of all the things that they would typically complain about. Algemeen and universal. They are general and they are universal to all kids. They all ask, why do we have to learn? Why can't we do this? Die onderwyseres het al dieselfde probleme gehad. She had all the same problems when she was at school. That's what she's saying here. Things that I could, from her school years, from haar schooljare. Who's the haar there? That's the teacher. Okay, that is the teacher, make no mistake. That's the teacher that we're talking about. Toe maak sy die dag weer oor. Sorry, let's just go back to algemeen universeel onderwys, al die probleme. So the fact that I just learned them, oudskinder geskiedenis en digkuns, those are the subjects. Now, yeah, toe maak sy die dag weer oor. She makes the day over again. She reinvents, she recreates the day. This could be a wending, like a shift, a gear change almost in the poem. Sy maak 'n besluit om haar houding en benadering te verander. She makes a decision to change her houding, attitude, en benadering and her approach. Verander, change. Sy wil hê die kinders moet ook met plesier en verlange terugkyk na haar skooldae. She also wants the children to look back at their school days with pleasure and longing. That's essentially what the poem is about, I think. And she's going to work namens die Morsi kind. Okay? This is not a specific child, I don't think. She's just not doing it for a child. For namens Morsi kind. Not die Morsi kind. Just Morsi kind. So that die should be gone. Sorry. So namens Morsi kind. Dit verwys na al die kinders, dalk indirek aan haarself as kind. So maybe it refers to herself as a child. She's doing it for her sake and for the children's sake. She's going to improve her teaching. She's going to make it better. Then this fascinating line, almost past die wind. I like this. Let's press the wind. Two meanings for me, yeah. I only have the one down here. Let me show you the other one. So, yeah, past die wind, it means that you want to make, if you stop the wind, you stop change and you stop time. So you make these moments, oomblikke, these moments last forever. You make these moments last forever. And in the poem it says, you pass the wind, you squeeze out all the air, so that only the smell and the memories can stay, die herinnering. So you squeeze out all the air in that book, squeeze out all the wind, but just the smell can stay. Just like you squeeze out all the moisture out of the flowers, so just the flower stays there and the color. Okay, so in fact she's eternalizing a moment, a chapter in the book. So the book, if we go back, it becomes quite interesting that the bookmark, we know what that means, but the book itself, die boek word soos die kind en onderwyser, it becomes like their journey in life, okay, soos hulle lewensreis. Would you agree with that? Or is that too far-fetched? Lewensreis. And then the bookmark is obviously a part in their journey that's marked out in this journey, okay? And you can return to it. You can go, oh yeah, I remember this and that. Okay, photos will do much the same thing. But yeah, it's a bookmark. So then the book becomes a representation of the entire life. The cover, birth, back cover, death, everything in between is your life. You've got bookmarks in there to remind you of certain things. Doesn't that make sense to you? I hope it does, and I hope your teacher agrees with that. If you don't, please leave me a message and explain to me how I went wrong. I would not be offended at all. I would welcome the feedback. I think we're all just trying our best, eh? Okay, so then pas die wind. Let's just go back to where we stopped. Met wange soos soldaatjies, with cheeks like soldiers. The only thing I can think of here is those small little tin soldiers. They always had those little red dots, I think, on their cheeks. It was like far too red to be cheeks. I don't know why they did that, but also little soldiers, they follow instructions, and more importantly, little kids, they trust teachers, they trust parents, they trust teachers, they trust grown-ups. So that puts a big responsibility on us as teachers or as parents to raise them ethically and morally correct, because they'll believe any nonsense that you tell them. Okay, they believe in fairies and Easter bunnies and things. That's because we tell them that. So they'll believe absolutely anything. Okay, then totdat elkeen net die geur van Jasmine kan bookmark, so that each, and she wants to press out the wind with cheeks like soldiers. Okay, maybe it refers to soldiers whistling or singing, and then have let out the air out of their cheeks. So wange is leeg, soldaat se wange is leeg, geen lug binne nie. Maybe their cheeks are squashed by their helmets or something. I think that's maybe, I'm not sure. It could be any of those. I really don't think they'll mark any of those wrong. Okay, die onheil, interesting word, quite a strong word. The misfortune is not really, I don't think, maybe the best translation. It's more the evil things that are in the world. Al die moeilike dinge van groot word, al die hartseer, all the difficult things about growing up, all the heartache, all the challenges, all the flipping things we have to deal with in our lives as we're growing up. At least maybe you can have a bookmark and this little glimpse of something wonderful that you can look back to. Okay, life's about those bookmarks, those places that you can go back to and really enjoy again. It's like the fragrance of the jasmine. Okay, then there's this ellenlange reis. Well, that's easy if there are something there. This is your journey. Okay, again, it supports this idea of a journey after school, through school, into studying. There's no rhyme here. Okay, theme. The theme is what is it essentially about? In essence, what is it about? And the gist of it. Die onderwyseres se verlede en herinneringe as 'n gelukkige kind. So it's about the teacher's past and memories as a happy child. It motivates her, motiveer haar om goed te wees vir haar leerlinge. Okay, it motivates her to be good to her learners. Ons kan die kinders ook sien as haar alter ego. Maybe the children are like her alter ego. I think that's a bit too Freudian, yeah. Maybe a bit of a stretch, but I think that gives you a good idea. Should I just erase this? Then maybe if you want to use these notes, you can just screenshot it. Hope that'll work and it's not too blurry. And then please, if you're struggling with Afrikaans, go and pick up those Afrikaans Made Simple books. Tell your friends about it. Please share these videos, these links to as many of your mates as you can. It really helps me to sell my books and make a living. And this is just a free resource for you to help you. I hope it helped. Sure, 36 minutes is a long poem though. The other videos won't be this long. Okay, signing out. This is Afrikaans Made Simple. Bye bye.